It's good in the hood. Who's ready? Who's ready for this? You know what you need to do? You know what you need to do. It's the usual. Ade, we can hear you. Let's wait for the usuals to come through. Yes, Ade. Surprise, surprise, the king is back. We can hear you. I'm coming, people. I'm coming. Let's do this. What are Sundays without Ade's lives? Nothing. That's what they are. They're nothing. They don't exist. There's no point to them. Your boy is back in the building. All right. Boy, you know what? Yesterday was a madness. I went live for 4 hours and 27 minutes. Come on. It's crazy. It was crazy. Thank you to everyone that stayed for the live. In the end, I think it was something like 20,000 views or something like that, which is pretty good because it wasn't a massive card, was it? But I thought it was a very good card. I enjoyed it. I loved it. So yeah, thank you to everyone. You know the guys, the usual. If you're new, subscribe. If you're in the chat, smash the like button. All right, let me quickly run through a couple of hellos. I like to do that. Dean Baston is in the building. Giovanni Minto. We've got Rooney A MUFC. Only the real G's be hearing this early. He's not wrong. JWE Sports is there. We've got Dean in the building. Who else is here? Jake Beer Fox. I love these names because I see them all the time. Team Banchamek. Addy, you're the GOAT. You know what? After that 4.5 hours, I might be. That was a very long live stream. Disgruntled Brother says, ain't no Sunday like an Addy Sunday. You are correct, sir. Scott Arbuckle's here. Damian Brooks is here. Surprise, surprise, the king is back. That I love. You know, literally, not even bullshitting you, I've got home about 20 minutes ago. Just got home. So my show on TalkSport is from 4 to 7. Just got home, people. All right, where do we start? I don't even know where we start. Should we start? Okay, let's start with the English card first, the British card. Then we'll go over to talk about Broner Wallin. Then we'll talk about Oscar Valdez and Miguel Berchelt. What happens in that division now? 130 is looking pretty good with Shakur Stevenson floating around. Then we'll touch on Dillian White versus Povetkin being in Gibraltar, March 27th or thereabouts. And then we'll just have the usual whatever. All right, whatever. All right. Firstly, I'm going to get through some of the questions first. So the first questions, guys, if you're going to get your questions in, the first questions will be about the UK fight card, Matchroom's fight card. Again, loved it. Absolutely loved the fight card from top to bottom. Literally, even from the debut of that heavyweight Fisher, loved it all the way through. I thought Jordan Gill looked solid against Cesar Juarez. He's in and out boxing. He's pivots, he's jab, he's body work. I think he looked fantastic. We're going to talk about him. GET says Ade the baddie. Ade the baddie indeed. I thought Florian Marcoux versus Ryland Charlton was a good little scrap. Both had their success. In the end, the towel came in. I think it was the right decision. When I'm watching it live, because I was talking and reading questions and watching it, I didn't really concentrate. But when I watched it back, I think they were right to stop it. You can always tell if the fighter gets upset, and we've seen that before, right? When towels would come in and fighters got really upset, he didn't get upset. He went back to the corner, and I think he realised he'd given it his all. But great fight. They could do that fight again, by the way. Florian Marcoux probably should, if Chris Congo gets past his opponent, which isn't going to be easy, maybe they should look to do Chris Congo versus Florian Marcoux. I think Conor Benn should look beyond that and look at Vargas, maybe Avanesyan. But yeah, that was a good fight. I thought that Tin Aravind says Jordan Gill, don't see him beyond British level. No, he's better than British level. Obviously, European, it's a big step up, but he's better than British level. That Mexican was tough as old boots. Kept on coming forward, kept asking questions of Jordan Gill. There's a couple of things that I think impressed me about Jordan Gill. His gas tank. That guy kept coming for 10 rounds. Even in the final round, the guy's throwing everything at him. His gas tank took a couple of licks in there. Got caught on the chin a couple of times. I don't know if that guy can punch, but got caught a couple of times. And that didn't throw him off his game plan. You could kind of see what he was trying to do. And I love the punch selection from Jordan Gill. I said on yesterday's live stream that I thought Jordan Gill was a 6, 7 out of 10 at everything. I take that back. He's a 6, 7 out of 10 at everything, but he's pivoting and his punch selection out of the pivot is probably about a 7, 8. It's really, really good. So I think he can probably go a bit higher, European level maybe, and then we'll see. So yeah, look, great stuff from Jordan Gill. Robbie Davis Jr. against Valenzuela. You know, first of all, I think it was the correct scorecard. I think a couple of people have reached out to me and said, Addy, what do you think of the scorecard? Correct. I will say this though, if Zelfa Barrett, Kiko Martinez didn't happen the week before, Jordan Gill would have got that fight. I think because the spotlight is on British boxing scoring system, I think they had to give it to Valenzuela. It was close. But because of the knockdown, because of the work in the final round, I had Valenzuela by 2 or 3 rounds. But credit to Robbie Davis Jr. for surviving, because there was a couple of times I thought he was out on his feet. So credit to him. No shame in that. Let's get to the main event. I want questions in about Josh Kelly, Avanesyan. I thought, and I said this already, that I said Avanesyan was going to win prior to the fight. And I don't get predictions right a lot of the time. You guys know this. I just thought it was a big step up for Kelly. It was. Avanesyan is legit European world fringe level. That's where Avanesyan is. Again, this is a guy that's been in the ring with proven fighters like Lamont Peterson, Shane Mosley, Cavi Velasquez recently, and has never really embarrassed himself, right? So I know where he is. I didn't know where Kelly is. I will say this though, Josh Kelly started like a fucking racehorse. Everything looked good, looked sharp, looked good off the ropes, looked really, really fast, looked spiteful. Hurt Avanesyan, wobbled him. I think it was round 2, maybe? Round 2. And then just slow down. People have spoken about the cut as the reason. No. Just slow down, ran out of gas. And that fight was always going to be how long can he survive with that gas tank? I think personally he's killing himself to make 147. He's stuck. He's too small for 154, too big for 147. And I just feel like he's going to run out of gas eventually. And then he did. I don't like that Philly shell style that he does either. Not a fan of it personally. I get it. I mean, that's kind of his style. That's his style, right? Not a fan. Do your basics first. Avanesyan kept on coming in like this. Every time he had to come in, he kept coming in like that. And then eventually Josh Kelly just started hitting him on the arms. If Avanesyan can do that as a European champion, I don't know why a British level fighter is trying to do the Philly roll. Can't take it. Can't take it at all. All right, let's get a couple of questions. And I know loads of questions have come in. Let's have a look. The Lost Soul says, Ade, how was your day? Tiring. Can't lie to you, it was tiring, but you know what? We got it done. All right. Let's see the questions for Kelly. Amandeep Johal says, Ade, you cannot say Avanesyan did not deserve that, man. Had his career messed up by Hearn, Kelly, Booth. I know what you mean, but let's calm down with the messed up bit. I understand what you mean because this fight has been scheduled and cancelled a couple of times. It's not like he's not gone on fight, right? He's had fights. But yeah, look, it's a big opportunity for him. Sky Sports, Matchroom, massive platform. And eventually, right, I mean, he's waited for it and he's got it. He got the win. It was a good performance. So Avanesyan isn't going to remember about the other fights being cancelled and them being, you know, all that shit that happened. Right now, he's going to be on top of the world because it's a big win for him. It's a big win because a lot of people are hyping Josh Kelly. And look, I say hyping. Josh Kelly's a very, very good fighter. I saw enough in the first 3 rounds to tell me there's something there. That's just not a scrub that's been beaten. Let's give credit to Avanesyan. I saw enough in there with Josh Kelly. I think if they match him correctly, he can do good things. But you know what it's like nowadays? Everyone goes for this weird route, right? No one goes English, Britain. No one does that anymore. People go straight to WBA international. That's what he's done, and that's how he's got his fights. And all of a sudden, he lands a European title shot that he maybe didn't deserve. And sometimes boxing's all about levels. Someone's asked me a question about Otto Wallin. Guys, we're going to do it in order. I will 100%, Robert, I will 100% get to your question, but let's kind of stick to the British ones first, and then we'll cross over to what happened in the States. Michael Adabi says, Marku made Charlton look like the kickboxer. No, I don't agree with that. I think Marku looked good, sharp, good jab. I think Ryland Charlton looked good as well. I mean, he's known for that left hook, Ryland Charlton. If you go and watch his fight, especially the one prior to this one against Joe Laws, it was a good fight. It was a good fight, but Marku just a bit better. That's all it is. Ramono Barros, who was in the live chat yesterday for the 4 hours. Well done, Ramono. Says, Ade, do you think the Kelly-Ben fight could happen if Ben loses against Vargas? No, it won't happen. They won't. You don't want to do that. Put two losers against each other, because then it's like loser leaves town. You separate them now and they match up and go elsewhere. I think the issue for Ben is that Ben was having a bit of a back and forth with Avanesyan after the fight. If Ben wins, he's going to want Avanesyan. They need to do everything they can to keep Ben away from Avanesyan. Ben's not ready for that yet. He's not ready for that kind of pressure. Avanesyan's work probably isn't as slick and as skillful as Kelly, obviously not. But go and check the fight out. Go and check how much he's going to the body, slowing him down. The naughty kind of little elbows inside. Like, he's very, very smart. Ben ain't ready for those kind of tactics yet. Giovanni Minto says, Florian Marcoux versus Chris Congo. Possibly. Could happen. I think Chris Congo might look at that as a step down, if I'm honest with you. I think Chris Congo is going to want to win that fight. Tough fight, by the way. And then go. I don't think he's going to look down to Florian Marcoux. But look, if the money's right, he'll take it. Ishmael Johnston says, Josh Kelly's never adapted to professional boxing. Completely disagree. Ishmael, I understand your point. But look, this is what we do for some reason. Someone takes a loss. We look at the loser. Again, I don't know if a lot of people have watched Avanesyan fight. Avanesyan is a very good fighter, people. He wasn't in there with no scrub. I don't know how many people watch Avanesyan fights as opposed to watching Kelly's. You've got to go and watch a couple of Avanesyan fights. Let's give Avanesyan credit rather than take it away from Kelly. Kelly just didn't have the experience. He started far too fast, and maybe that's Adam Booth's fault. Didn't calm down, and eventually started to slow down and got caught. Started to get caught to the body, started to ship a couple of headshots. Maybe the cut might have affected him, got cut under the eye as well. It's experience that he doesn't have. Hughesy1 says, did Avanesyan show Kelly can't be doing the Mayweather style against better opponents? Yeah, that Mayweather thing is it's quite annoying, if I'm honest with you. I get it, right? It looks good, it looks flash. And that's why he even got the fight, because he does look flash and he does look good. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Someone else does this as well. There's a Frank Warren fighter, his name skipped my mind, who's a bit flashy, and everyone's hyping about him. And he's got to be careful as well, because again, once you go up a level, people start to time you. They start to time you, they really do. Let's have a look. IA says, Jordan Gill beats Warrington, in my opinion. Never really thought about that one. Pablo Splinter. Hey, Ade, just started watching your show in the last few weeks and really enjoying them. Keep up the good work, my man. Thank you, brother. Martin Banner says, Vargas is a dangerous fight for anyone. Agreed. Like, I just hope Connor's, I'm sure he is. I'm sure his team have got him focused on it, but he needs to be ready for this one. We need to have a conversation about British boxing right now. Someone the other day said something about the trainers. Do we need to look at the level of the trainers over here? Maybe. Something needs to be looked at. Like our boxers, are getting found out right now. No one can. It's fact. It's fact. Our boxers are getting found out. And I hate to be horrible about it, but it's true. Something needs to happen. Someone needs to look at it because, I mean, a lot of our guys are losing right now. And I said this, didn't I? I said, Josh Kelly needs to win for the sake of British boxing. And not only did he not win, in the end, got kind of humbled in that fight a bit. Had these opportunities, but got humbled. Scott Arbuckle says, Gill doesn't have the power to be world level, but will compete at European level. Yeah, nobody thinks about power, but I know what you mean. He's definitely got boxing ability, which is going to take him a long way. But you're right. I mean, look, if he can crack a bit, then it gets him out of a lot of trouble and means he's always in fights. He doesn't have that, so you're possibly right. Muzzy Moyo says, big up Ade. Big up yourself, Muzzy. Nathan Turville says, do you think Kelly will properly improve, or is his lack of fundamentals going to constantly haunt him whenever he steps up? I would like to think that he can take a lot of lessons from that fight, a lot of experience, but what they need to do is start looking at the matchmaking. For me personally, it's easy to say now, but Kelly should never have been in there with Avanesyan. Like, what's Kelly done to be in there with Avanesyan? Like this was always going to be a risky fight, and for me, it didn't need to be. Like, Kelly, we don't need to roll the dice on Kelly yet. Do you understand? I mean, maybe they thought Kelly was that good, and I get it, but this is the guy that had 11 fights going in there against a very experienced pro. I mean, it's not like Kelly was a good amateur, but it wasn't this standout, oh my God, he's unbelievable. Like, it wasn't a Vasil Lomachenko or Guillermo Regondo, so you're fast-tracking him. He didn't need to be fast-tracked. So maybe the matchmakers need to look at themselves. There's no doubt Eddie Hearn and the matchmakers will be sitting down right now thinking, we need to sort this out. Because Josh Warrington and Kelly, two Joshes, back-to-back weekends isn't great. What we got here? Mark McCoy says, hi Ade, how you doing? 2 live streams in a row. Laughing out, I'm back again. It was good to see the towel coming in. No need to take any more. Good call. Yeah, that's a good shout. No one's really speaking about that as much. Not just that fight, 2 fights, right? Ryland Charlton towel coming in. Josh Kelly towel coming in. Let's save our fighters. There's no need for this go out on your shield talk. Save the fighters for another day. Ryland Charlton will get to where he needs to get to at his level. Josh Kelly, look, let's look at it this way. David Haye, obviously Adam Booth. Remember, David Haye lost early in his career as well. When everyone thought he was ready to take the step up, got stopped in his career. He went on to have a good career. I'm not trying to. The only reason I make that comparison is because of Adam Booth. I don't know about their ability if they're the same, but you can come again. Again, the problem with boxing is once you lose your O, everyone loses. Everyone kind of just jump ship, don't they? Hit the like button, people. 77 likes, 100 would be nice. Blizz BW says, these Mexicans are no joke. Yeah, they're no joke at all. Base the Kid is in the building. What's good, Base? GT says, it went exactly as expected. Yeah, I thought it would go a bit later, if I'm honest with you. I mean, if you predicted that stoppage, then you're good. I kind of thought it would go sort of maybe late, maybe even the championship rounds, 11, 12. I actually thought it would go far. I just thought that Avanesyan would eventually get to him. Just because, again, levels. Sometimes it's that simple in boxing, levels. Boxing community says, the worst thing to do against Mexicans is stay in the pocket and trade. Jordan did that, and he was taking punches. Referee was so close to jump in. Nah. There was a round, I think it was round 4 or 5, where he's on the ropes, and they're both sort of throwing hands. They were both clipping each other. Jordan got clipped, but there was never a case where the referee was going to step in. Like, it was never, I never looked at that fight and thought, oh my God, Jordan's hurt. Never. And as much as we say the worst thing to do is stay in the pocket, sometimes you've got to. Sometimes, unfortunately, you're going to have to fucking bite on your gum shield and stay in the pocket with these kids. You've got to be supremely skilled to avoid these fighters all the time. Like, I was still am a massive Miguel Cotto fan. And I remember Miguel Cotto versus Margarito, the first one. Even though Margarito was cheating, but the first one. And Cotto is so slick for the first 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, he literally is avoiding everything Margarito's doing. And even the commentary are like, oh, this is great, because they were talking about Cotto versus Mayweather after, and they're even selling it already. Margarito eventually starts to wear him down, and Cotto eventually starts to trade because you've got to sometimes. And then Cotto obviously gets hit a couple of times, and then obviously we know what happened. Even in the second fight, again, Cotto is just outboxing and out slicking Margarito, and Margarito actually is coming on. It's only because Margarito's eye was effed up that they stopped the fight. I was watching that thinking, Margarito's coming again. You've got to stay in the pocket with these Mexicans sometimes, or again, unless you are Mayweather or Loma's skill set, you ain't going to be able to avoid them all the time. Just not going to happen. G Trey super chat says it was like his 10th or 11th fight. He'll be all right. I think he will learn from it. Yes, he will be. And see, this is the difference between him on that fight and Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington took a beating that I think is going to affect him long time. I honestly do. I think Josh Warrington took so many shots in that fight that were unnecessary that I think Josh Warrington is going to have a problem going forward. That's what I personally think. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Josh Kelly maybe took 5 or 6 clean shots, and then it was like, okay, this is done. This is over. He'll be okay. Because of that, he'll be okay. If he was to take a beating and took 5 or 6 more shots and went down again and, you know, got up and be brave because he's unbeaten, trying to save his O, he would have a problem in the future. He was okay. He was okay. What we got here? Andrew Campbell says Kelly needs to move up. Dude, have you looked at what's in the 154 division? Kelly is big, but if he can live the life, and I'm pretty sure he does, in between camps, he'll be okay for now. 154 is frightening. There's a reason he's at 147, because 154 pounds, especially when it comes to like world, is if he's struggling to handle the 147, okay, think of in your head some of the guys at 154 and the size of them. Charlo, think of that for a second, and Josh Kelly versus that. I'm just talking if he gets there. Hurd, even people like Tony Harrison, how wiry and powerful he is. Rosario, fucking hell, mate. No. Good luck. Make sure he stays at 147. There are good fights out there for him. So many good fights. Martin Banner says Avanesyan stayed on his chest. He did. Even when he got rocked, went back to it. But that's the worst thing as well for Kelly. Kelly landed a couple of big shots. You know, I think people forgetting that. Kelly landed a couple of big shots. Avanesyan is just walking through them. I've always said this. That must be the most demoralizing thing ever. Like, imagine you're a boxer and you know when you've cracked someone because you can feel it. Like, boxers always say they can feel it in their hands when they've landed a clean shot. Kelly landed a couple of clean shots and Avanesyan's literally just, okay, walking through. That must be a scary fucking proposition, mate. Scary proposition. All right, the chat's starting to build up. 316 of you people. Thank you, people, for joining. Much appreciated. Romano Barros says Crawford should face Avanesyan. Good fight. Crawford would never face Avanesyan. That is a massive backward step. You do realize that Crawford beat Cavi Velasquez, who beat Avanesyan. He ain't fighting Avanesyan. No chance. There is talk, massive talk, by the way, about Crawford going up to 154 pounds. So watch this space. Damian Brooks says, why did Josh unravel all of a sudden? I'm agreeing with you on that one, Damian. It came from nowhere. A lot of people are saying it was the cut that slowed him down. I don't know. He just seemed to, from like rounds 1, 2, 3, beautiful, right? Smiling, laughing, joking, confident, like in and out of the pocket, and then just stopped. It's almost like a car that just ran out of petrol. But again, let's give credit to Avanesyan, but I am with you. Oh, someone said I'm getting a bit of crack off the mic. Let me quickly adjust the mic, people. Apologies. Thank you, Danny Boy Green, for letting me know it was hitting my jumper. There you go, fixed. 1-2 travel 2-1. Should Josh Kelly move up and face someone like a Cheeseman or an Eggington? Those aren't bad fights at 154. I have to admit, those aren't. See, when I was saying no, I was talking about the world level, but those ones over here, Josh Kelly, I think, would beat Eggington. I mean, I think he would, personally. Iceman, oh, I just missed it. Shit, it's gone. So many questions are coming in. Sorry, peeps. Just missed that one from someone. Shit, just gone. Still cracking. Is my mic still cracking? Someone said it's still cracking. Hopefully it isn't. Ashton Allman says, Ade looking like Luke Cage. That's funny. Daniel Phipps says, who wins? Avanesyan versus Vargas. Avanesyan. Okay, the mic is fine. Less cracking. Cool. 2 seconds. Lemon Ninja says, Eggington would put it on him. Maybe again after 6-7, Kelly would tire again. Maybe. But I think Eggington has been through some brutal fights. I know he beat Ashley Theopain recently, but Eggington's there for the taking. Eggington, like literally, he's been through a lot of fights, so I'd be shocked. That's a good question from Dan the Man. Says, Ade, can losing that much blood affect the fighter, or is it purely a mental thing? That's interesting, that. I don't know. It's a good question, though, because it was a lot of blood, wasn't it? I don't think it's enough to the point where it's like a fucking pint of blood. It was a lot of blood, but I think it's a mental thing for him. He's never been in that position, never been in that trouble in a fight. And if you haven't been in that trouble, you don't know what you're doing, do you? And he didn't know what he was doing. All right. I actually thought, moving away from Josh Kelly, I thought that that Fisher kid looked strong for, what is he, 21, 22, the heavyweight. Obviously, look, his debut. But I liked him. Loose hands, right? Very comfortable, very unorthodox. He's one to watch. He's one to watch out for. Florian Marcoux is an interesting one. I don't think personally that he's going to go to where he thinks he's going to go. But I think there are fun fights at British and maybe fringe European level for him. But that's about it. 2 seconds. Ashton Allman says, salute to Ade, doing big things but still chilling with us. This is my big things. This is my big thing. I love this more than anything. So thank you very much for even saying that. All right, how long are we doing it? 26 minutes. All right, let's quickly go to America. Let's talk Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner got the job done. AB is back, kind of. Now, a lot of people thought he lost the fight. I actually watched it, and I gave it to Broner by a couple of rounds. So I don't think he won the fight. I don't want to be too critical of Adrien Broner just because, well, someone here said the lost soul, Virgil Ortiz versus Avanesyan. I like that. Virgil Ortiz does have Morris Hooker, but I like the Avanesyan matchup. It's a good one. Good shout, that one. Very good shout. All right, so Adrien Broner. Look, it's difficult. I know a lot of people have been critical about Adrien Broner's performance. I will say this. Adrien Broner is coming from a place of so much going on outside the ring. It's incredible. It's ridiculous, by the way. Plus, it's a 2-year layoff. I don't know what people are expecting from a guy that hasn't fought for 2 years, and clearly, for the first year of those 2 years, wasn't living the life. We've all seen pictures of Adrien Broner in court, big belly, partying, doing whatever he does. He hasn't won a fight since 2017. So his mental state going into that ring could have been all over the place. Yes, he wasn't fighting an A-level elite opponent, but I thought, considering, it wasn't that bad. I know what to expect from Broner. So I'm not expecting the Broner that was coming up. I'm not expecting that guy at all, but I thought for a guy to be at the ring for 2 years and put in that performance, it wasn't too shabby. CRB Super Chat here says, Otto Wallin proved me wrong. Next up for him should be Wallin versus Ortiz. Both are under same network and PBC. It's a great fight and style clash 50-50. Yeah, good shout. Good shout for Otto Wallin. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people. I think the majority of people thought Otto Wallin would win, but obviously Dominic Breazeale being Dominic Breazeale, I think people maybe thought that Breazeale could put it on him. There's nothing left in Breazeale. Like, he was just swinging for the fences in the end. There's nothing left. I mean, I'm not saying he should retire because he could become a good gatekeeper, right? He kind of is that gatekeeper for the top 20. So if you have any young prospects, there's a lot of money out there to be made for Dominic Breazeale. But in terms of him fighting or being anywhere near a title shot again, that's done. That's over. But yeah, Otto Wallin's, it's a good performance. It wasn't a great performance from Otto Wallin either, by the way. Watched the fight. Sorry, I watched like more than highlights of it, put it that way. I didn't watch every single round, but I wasn't super impressed with Otto Wallin, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, wasn't super impressed. Super chat, sorry, here from Sheriff Bigley. Thank you very much. Sheriff Bigley, you know, he's been around. 1787. Addy, mate, these lives are bloody killing us. Sorry, these L's are bloody killing us. Dillian, yep. This is true. He's got the Dillian White, let's not forget that. Callum Smith, Josh Warrington, and now Josh Kelly. For fuck's sake, who's next? Lawrence or mate? Lawrence Okoli surely can't. If Lawrence Okoli loses to Glowacki, well, I'll tell you who's next. Billy Joe Saunders is next. It's that simple. I don't want him to be next, personally, because, again, British boxing. But Billy Joe Saunders is the next big one, people. Billy Joe Saunders ain't beating Canelo. That camp, yeah? That camp, Reynoso's camp, we saw Oscar Valdez done to Miguel Berchelt. We're going to talk about that. I mean, where'd that come from? Ryan Garcia, saw that, right? Saw Ryan Garcia. See what Canelo did to Callum Smith. Big Callum Smith. And Andy Ruiz looks like he might have a six-pack soon. Bloody hell. All right, what are people saying about Broner? You know what? Someone's right here. Ade, Carl Frampton could be the next before Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, he could be. Carl Frampton could be. Jesus, it's not good. 1-2 Travel 2-1 says Broner's scoring was suspect. 2 judges gave him round 1. Broner landed 0 punches in round 1. Yeah, I know. No, I'm not saying it's not dodgy. I get it. It's dodgy. We understand how it works. Broner literally is the cash cow over there. Kind of still is. So yeah, it was dodgy scoring. Very dodgy scoring. Some people are saying Broner lost that one by 1 for me, but the scorecards were shocking. Yeah, the scorecards were horrendous. Razukas1 says Broner looks old. He's aged about 10 years in 2. He did look old. Can't lie, he looked old, but again, 2 years out the ring. I mean, we saw Josh Warrington the other day have, 16 months out the ring, and he fought a guy that we all thought he was going to walk past. And we saw what happened. I mean, ring rust is real, people. And it's not just ring rust. It's not like Broner has been sitting down eating fucking vegan food for 2 years. Broner admitted it after, that he drinks too much. He's got a drinking problem, got a gambling problem. This guy is not living the life, so that wasn't a bad performance. Kenrick Brown says, listen, Billy Joe Saunders is going to get beat down like a thief. I think he's going to put on a good performance, but I do expect him to get beat. Pablo Splinter says, is Broner in danger of basically becoming a gatekeeper to world level? Yeah, he's that. That's exactly what he is already, as far as I'm concerned. Nick Harmer says Broner won 3 or 4 rounds tops. They were close. They were close rounds. I'll give you that. Maybe I'm watching it with rose-tinted glasses because I'm a bit of a Broner-ish fan. Just because I want him to sort his life out. I just want it to get done. I want him to kind of... Broner scares me. I don't know what it is. I don't wish bad upon anyone. But there's something about Broner that if I were to hear... Let me touch wood, it doesn't happen. But if I were to hear Broner is dead in 5 years, I wouldn't be shocked. And I don't wish that on anyone. So I just want him to get his life sorted. Broner needs boxing more than boxing needs Broner, put it that way. And there's a few boxers like that. I think Tyson Fury's a bit like that as well. Like, he needs boxing more than boxing needs him. Like, some people, like, when they're not in the ring, I'm scared. What we got here? People laughing about me saying that Ruiz has a six-pack. Yeah. That was a bit of hyperbole, people. But that camp's scary, though. That camp's scary. Like, again, let me mention the names again. Andy Ruiz, Canelo, fucking Oscar Valdez, Ryan Garcia. Madness, blood. What's going on with that camp? Jeez, what is going on? Someone's, what's this? Broner, Sammy Pavley says Broner versus Baranchik. Would find out if he's serious or not. Yeah, I think Baranchik's still resting up from that last fight. I think give Baranchik some time. Broner did say, though, he needs a couple of fights. I think he spoke about Regis Prograis. Obviously, Prograis is calling him out because Prograis knows it's a big money fight. And I think he has said that he would fight Prograis, obviously, but not next. He doesn't want that next. He said, if I do fight him, he says, I'll F him up, which he won't. Trust me, Broner says that a lot. But yeah, we'll see. Give Broner a couple of fights, and then we'll see where Broner is. 2 seconds. Oh, super chat here from George Groves. George Groves Art. People, go and check him out on Instagram. Does some really good art pieces, like really good art pieces. I think if you go to his Instagram, you'll actually see and you'll recognize the work. Like, he's done some great photos of the likes of Johnny Nelson, Callum Smith. Go and check it out. And right now he says, painting Lennox and listening to Ade, the perfect Sunday. Call me tomorrow. I shall give you a shout, my man. Art Martinez is in the Reynoso camp as well. Jesus. You guys all know Martinez, right? That kid that came over him, fucked up Charlie Edwards. He's in the camp. Dangerous camp. Smash the like button, people. Smash that like button. Dale Robinson says, Clenbuterol going on that camp. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just saying that Oscar Valdez looked really, really good. Good win for Robert Easter. Got the win over Ryan Martin. Haven't watched the fight, so I'm not going to comment on it, but good win nonetheless. Hopefully it wasn't a dodgy scorecard either. Who would we like to see Otto Wallin fight next? CRB's talked about Luis Ortiz. Doesn't excite me, if I'm honest with you. I always think of fighters over here. By the way, who's Michael Hunter with again? Because Michael Hunter needs a fight. That could be one for Michael Hunter, if that can be made. Ashton Allman says, this lockdown should have been the time to put boxing in emerging markets, China, Nigeria, New Zealand, Australia, and the Middle East. Agreed. I like this one. Otto Wallin versus Hughie Fury. Sign me up, Ash1741. I like that. I like that matchmaking, my man. That's a good fight. That is such a good fight, dude. I like that. I like that more than any of the others. No disrespect. It's got some good ones here. Sammy Pavley says Wallin versus Bacoli. Good one as well. Charles Martin. Wallin versus Hunter. But Wallin versus Hughie Fury, I really like. I really, really like. Rodell Thomas. Broner is not true to the game. No, he's not. He's not. Broner is only true to the game because this is the only way Broner makes money. Honestly, that's the only thing I think. It's the only way he makes money. That's it. And we all know, I think he's spoken about his own financial troubles openly as well of recent. It's the only way he makes money. But the thing is, there's a lot of money for him to make. There's a lot of money. Broner could win a fight, one more fight, and get a title shot. Broner could fight the winner of Josh Taylor versus Ramirez after one more win. They could somehow make, I don't know, because it's top rank and it's PBC, but that's Broner. Broner's got that kind of power. Dame Star 8 says, hey Eddie, love from the States, appreciate your show. Appreciate you too, brother. Thank you so much. What else we got here? Wallin versus Chisora. Good one. I like it. I like Hughie Fury more though, for some reason. I think that's such a good fight. Avi Skull says, do you think Wallin could cause problems like he did against Fury with AJ? Or was that just a big cut and fluke? It wasn't a big cut and fluke. It was a big cut. It wasn't a fluke. I think we've seen enough of Wallin in that fight to know that, Wallin's a big boy, as well. Wallin's 6'5", or 6'5" and a half or something. He's a big boy. Wallin can box. He's boxed AJ as an amateur. He's boxed AJ in sparring. He knows AJ's style. He will come and cause AJ some problems. In the end, I expect AJ to beat him. I expect AJ to knock him out, but it'll be a good little fight. Nick Hammer says 392 in the chat. Is there? Oh, there is. Smash the like button on the way in or out. I don't even have to say. I don't even have to repeat it. Smash that like button, please, people. Wallin versus Hellenius, someone said. Some good matchups here. I mean, you guys should be fucking match. Wallin versus Hergovic. This is what I'm trying to say. This is the best time to be a heavyweight. You guys have made about 10 recommendations. All great here. All great. I want to quickly move on to Oscar Valdez. Before I do it, I do want to see if anyone sent anything else about Adrien Broner. Let's see. Quinn 40, super chat. Hey, Ade, I'm sorry to say, I think I'm the first person you haven't replied to with an email. I've sent a few, you never replied. Quinn, I will reply. My phone's over there. I will reply, Quinn. You're not the first, by the way. I mean, I don't reply a lot because I do get quite a lot, but I do try and go through them one by one. I do apologize to everyone that sends in emails. I do get quite a lot. What I need to do is set up a separate email for this account. I think I give my personal email address and it's just so busy. Apologies. Second, I didn't realize how much Josh Kelly was bleeding from the back of his head. Yeah, I mean, it'd rather bleed from there than there, where it goes into your eye and you're a bit blinded. And when you ask a fighter, where would you rather get a cut? I mean, they'll take that all day long. Yes, it was a lot of blood. Did it impede or impact the fight in any way, shape or form? No, that fight went the way it was going. And that's how it was always going to go, just because he's not experienced enough to take on someone like Avanesyan. It's that simple. Someone here said Broner Amir Khan. Nah, no thank you. Not anymore. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Zog, interesting question here. Will the light heavyweight division get any limelight? It's got a champion in Beterbiev that isn't exactly a ticket seller. You know what I mean? If even if you had just one champion and he was a name, right, then it would. Like if he was a draw. Beterbiev isn't that, unfortunately. Kovalev is obviously done. It looks like they're going to have Bivol versus Craig Richards. I mean, the hope was that some of our kids could come up. So Yard and Buatsi, that was the hope, right? They're going to get to this stage. Like if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said, oh, okay, Yard, Buatsi, by 2021, 2022, they're going to be there. I don't have that confidence anymore. There are some good American fighters, though. Don't get it twisted, that maybe you're unfamiliar with, that are very, very good. Go look at the top 10. There are some good kids in that top 10. It's just that none of them are draws. I mean, you compare it to sort of 10 years ago, there are a few good names. Now it's a bit flat. It's a bit flat. What we got here? Martin Banner says, an in-shape Andy Ruiz is a problem for the top boys. Fact. I don't care what anyone tells me. I'm not just saying that because he beat my boy AJ. An in-shape Andy Ruiz in that camp, problem for anyone. Problem for anyone. I don't care. Again, I saw that guy up close and personal, weighing nearly 300 pounds, and AJ still didn't want to engage because his hands were so fucking fast. If that guy can get down to 250, 260s, he's a problem. He's a problem. Impodium says, Ade, your work ethic is insane. Are you as gutted as me about the Kelly loss? Also, my 7-month-old likes your videos, starting him early on boxing. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for a couple of things. Thank you for saying my work effort is insane. Sometimes I do think it is a bit crazy as well. I need to slow down a bit, though. I can't lie. Thank God I do not have work on Wednesday and Thursday. So those are going to be days where I just do nothing. But in saying that, I can't do nothing. So I'm probably going to make a couple of videos. But Impodium, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, my man. Really appreciate it. Joe Smith is slept on, says Abin Anil. Again, there you go. A light heavy that is slept on. I saw something about Buatsi. Kenrick Brown says, what's happening with Buatsi? Buatsi's got a fight lined up for April. All right, let's talk very quickly. Oh, someone said Marcus Brown is a very good fighter as well. He is, but obviously he's lost. Didn't Marcus Brown get beat by, was it Badou Jack or Jean Pascal? 2 seconds, I think it was Badou Jack. Got to check this, sorry. Okay, technical decision against Jean Pascal. Remember that fight? I remember that fight. Quinn 40 super chat says, Ade, by the way, so much respect for yesterday's live. Think I saw it got 17,000 views in total. Nice. Yeah, it was quite a good one. I'm going to improve the live, by the way. So what I'm going to do, obviously I use this mic and I'm going to get one of those Joe Rogan type mics that kind of go over like that so I can just move it when I want to go like get a drink and stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out how I do it. But yeah, I want to get that mic because this one, when I want to get up and go for a walk, it's a bit fucked, isn't it? What we got here? CRB1 says, no one has seen Ruiz on the scale. He's still fat. Yes, he's still overweight. That's the language you like to use over here. But yes, he is overweight. I saw, no, to be fair though, you're right, I haven't seen him on the scales, but I did see an image of him on the treadmill. And it's difficult, but he doesn't look like he's lost weight. I'll say this, in that camp full of killers, so again, Martinez, Valdez, Garcia, Canelo, and Reynoso as a trainer / manager, there is no way he's not going to be in shape. Andy Ruiz will be in shape. Let's see how he gets on against Arreola. That's the fight that should happen next, so we'll see. All right, 396 of you in the chat. If you could all do me a favor, please, and smash the like button, it will be appreciated, people. Thank you. Ben Odom, huge super chat. Ben, Jesus Christ. Ben's like, all of you are crazy, if I'm honest with you. Ben, not even a question. Ade, keep up the good work. And then Ben just vanishes off in the night. I'm starting to feel like Ben is someone that I know that just has a fake name and is just helping me out and doesn't want me to know they're helping me. I'm starting to think that's who Ben is. I'm going to find out who Ben is. Sam So says, yo, Ade, super chat here says, I watched all the fights last night. Oscar Valdez, wow. Crazy. George Grove says, Ben Odom is Bruce Wayne. I think he might be. I'm not joking. I think he might be. Abin Anil says, Ben moving like Saudi Arabia for an AJ fight. I'm telling you. Ben. Anyway, look, I'm not going to complain. All right, let's talk about Oscar Valdez, Miguel Berchelt. Huge result. Huge. Let me tell you now, I watched something about 2 weeks ago and they were asking, you know, it's like when you go to, was it the Mayweather one? No, I don't know who it was anyway, but you know when you go to a place and you ask people who's going to win? Everyone said Miguel Berchelt. That's how much of an upset this is. Now, I had, I think, the first few rounds, Valdez, Miguel Berchelt won a couple of the middle rounds, and I thought, okay, this is where Miguel Berchelt is starting to get his second wind, and he's going to come on strong. Valdez was like, I don't think so, and started landing some lean shots. I mean, credit to Miguel Berchelt for taking some of those punches, but that uppercut, and it was an uppercut, wasn't it, that put him down in the 10th. So he's going forward. Miguel Berchelt's going forward, like lunging forward, trying to get off punches. Oscar Valdez is on the back foot. Boom. It was something. But career best performance from Oscar Valdez. I've always been high on Oscar Valdez, by the way. I just felt like he takes too many punches. Oscar Valdez is such a good boxer, clean, technical boxer. Go and watch Oscar Valdez versus Vasyl Lomachenko. I think it's in the World Championships, obviously as an amateur. Go and watch how close that fight is. Oscar Valdez has always been good. I just felt like maybe he didn't cross over to be a good pro. He is now. And now there are some fights to be made. Obviously, you got Shakur Stevenson there. You got Gervonta Davis in that 130 division, right? You got Jamel Herring, Carl Frampton winner in that division. Now, all of a sudden, 130 look good. Because I was thinking all those guys at 130 are eventually going to go to 135 quickly anyway. Now, though, if I'm Shakur, I stay around because that division now look good. Because the boogeyman in that division was Miguel Berchelt. He was the boogeyman. He no longer is. I mean, there's still something there for Berchelt, but now all of a sudden, everyone's going to be thinking they can beat everyone. Trust me, Oscar Valdez will be hunted because you're going to have guys like Shakur Stevenson that thinks, I can beat Oscar. It's a good fight, though. Very good fight between both of them. Like it. I like it. Daniel White says, who would you favor in Valdez versus Stevenson? Valdez. After that win, Valdez was just beating Miguel Berchelt. I'm going Valdez. I mean, I think Stevenson is legit. I really do, but I'm going Valdez, man. Billy Spencer says, do you think Frampton beats Herring? No, I don't. I actually think Herring beats Frampton, although I want Frampton to win just because, again, our asses are getting kicked all over the place over here. But I think Herring beats him. I really do. Nathan says, Chris Colbert is a very good prospect as well at 130. 2 secs. Cian Burns, am I saying that name correctly? Cian Burns says, Ade, it's unrelated, but do you think Chisora versus Parker is the co-main for Usyk versus Joyce makes it pay-per-view? Won't happen, but yeah, I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that, guys. We are going to do like a free for all in terms of questions in about 9 minutes. So once it gets to an hour, we're going to do a free for all. We're going to get all questions in. So questions like that, save them for like 9 minutes if you can, so I don't have to scroll up and down to find you. Ronan Gibbons, who sent me a lovely message. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. You should follow me on Instagram. It says Ade Oladipo, Oladipo. Ronan sent me a lovely message, which I've actually put on my Insta stories, about how much these lives have been helping people. I didn't like when I do the lives, I don't think about people's mental state. I'm just trying to have fun, honestly. But it's nice to know that me having fun and joking and laughing is actually helping some people. Like some people are clearly enjoying these ones. Ronan Gibbons sent me a message to tell me that. Says, hi Ade, have you got any tips on how to get into sports journalism, even with bad GCSEs? You're a huge inspiration to me, so some tips would be great. Well, first and foremost, don't worry about your bad GCSEs, because I've done okay in my GCSEs, but most of you guys will know that I didn't do, my A-levels were bad, like so bad I don't want to tell you what they were. I didn't go to university, I didn't do any of that stuff. The best way to get into journalism is, first and foremost, do you love sport? Like, I've always been a massive sport fan, regardless of actually trying to get into journalism. Like, that's the first and foremost. Do you love sport? Secondly, are you willing to work for free? Now, the reason I say that is because there's a lot of free work out there. Some people don't want to work for free. Some people can't humble themselves to take work experience. There are a load of local radio stations and local TV stations that are looking for people to do some free stuff. That's what I did. Thirdly, start a YouTube channel. I know, Ronan, I'm sure you've started one. Start a YouTube channel if you haven't done one. There's nothing better than doing this, talking to the camera, getting used to talk to the camera. Once you do that, you'll become confident. So eventually when you do go to the big channels, you're confident, you're ready to go. But I'm sure you started a YouTube channel, Ronan. If you have, reach out to me. I'll happily push it. 2 seconds. Sammy Pavley says, thoughts about Gervonta, saying his next fight isn't at 130 or 135, but as a champion. Gervonta, we can park for a bit because obviously he's hurt his wrist. I think he's broke his hand or something. So Gervonta probably ain't going to fight until the back end of 2021. You know what I just thought about? Because of PH here, Loma back at 130, it's necessary. Lomachenko, Oscar Valdez, got to happen at 130. Loma should be looking at Oscar Valdez thinking, I want that fight. Oscar Valdez, because of those times that Loma beat him as an amateur, should be thinking, I want Lomachenko. If I'm Oscar Valdez, I'm seeing Lomachenko, and I'm thinking, this is my time. If I'm top rank, that's the fight to make next. It's got to be. Like, he's clearly not going to get Teofimo Lopez back in there with Lomachenko. That's not going to happen. Oscar Valdez, Lomachenko is the fight to make next at 130. Base the Kid says, Davis says he's fighting in June. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if he is, but hopefully it happens because a lot of these fighters do want to stay active right now, so fingers crossed. G-Man Boxing says, starting a YouTube channel is great for a start at journalism. Absolutely. Like, there's a book here that I've got. See, this is why I need that mic, so I could just move the mic to the side. It's by Malcolm Gladwell, and I think it's called Outliers. And it talks about, if you want to be very good at something, you've got to do it for 10,000 hours. I know that sounds crazy, right? But I've done this for more than 10,000 hours. If you can start a YouTube channel and just start uploading content and chucking content out there, you're going to get so much better and used to talking to camera. So much better. And you're probably going to get, you're never going to get as much work out there as you can do yourself on your own YouTube channel. So anyone that wants to get into journalism, first things first, start a YouTube channel. Second thing, free work's out there. Go and find your free work. Go and find your free work, people. Lashland Bradford says, Davis showed x-rays and confirmed his hands are fine. Then Base the Kid is correct. He's fighting in June. He is fighting in June. All right, I saw something here from CRB. Ronan Gibbons do not work for free, he says. There are millions of networks, media companies that pay their interns and pay them well. Had loads of internships in college and they all paid. And so did my homies. Okay, listen to me, Ronan. I'm not saying work for free forever. That's not. But there's nothing wrong with doing some free work to get the experience. You can't buy experience. Now, I can only take me as an example to you. I did some free work, happily did it. Now, and this is not me boasting, this is just me telling you my story. Because unless you're gonna get a journalism degree and do a master's degree, fine. If you're coming literally off your sofa like I am and wanting to get into journalism, you're not gonna get into journalism without some sort of degree. You're gonna have to do some free work to show how good you were. I did free work, and with all due respect, in the last 2 years, I've worked for CNN, Sky Sports, TalkSport, ESPN, Fox Sport. And now I don't work for free. It's up to you. Who do you want to listen to? Me? CRB. All right. Sammy Pavley says, Addy, you're the real matchmaker. I am. Shiam Burns says, Addy, didn't you do like psychology and business or something? I remember the watch giveaway last year. Yeah, so for A-levels, I studied accounts, IT, and economics. I failed. I'm not proud of that, by the way. I'm not proud of failing. I just fucked up. I mean, the problem for me was I went to an all-boys secondary school. In college, obviously, girls, boys. I mean, it was a party every day. Party every day. 2 secs. Roydell Thomas says, Miguel Berchelt versus Oscar Valdez was a badass fight, was a devastating finish. Yeah, devastating finish. Could be knockout of the year already. The year's only just started. Could be knockout of the year. Could be knockout of the year. 2 seconds. A couple of good points here from CRB, to be fair. It says, Ade is the outlier. Maybe I am the 1%. I don't know. Maybe I am. Fruit Boy, good question. Why is Chris Jenkins never talked about in British welterweight scene, even though he's a British champion? Madness. Madness, isn't it? To be fair, let me have a quick look. I think he's like 22 and something. What's Chris Jenkins' record? Yeah, 22-3. Got a fight against Iko Usman. When's that? 27th of March. Hasn't fought since November 2019. Maybe that's why no one's talking about him. Hasn't fought since November 2019. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a difficult one, right? I mean, you got to put yourself out there. GT says, Ade, are you watching the Six Nations? All right, guys, yes. Get all your questions in about anything now. We've gone past an hour. So the last 15 minutes, whatever. I am watching the Six Nations because I need to talk about it for my show on TalkSport 2. 2 6. CPB1 says some upsets going up on lately. Yeah, load of upsets. Load of upsets. Karma Serene says, how did you fail accountancy? So easy. It's funny you say that because It was easy. Like the first 6 or 7 months were easy. And then I just bunked too much. I bunked too much. I just didn't take college serious, which is so disappointing. Again, I'm not saying it's proud. Like I'm lucky that I've somehow landed on my feet now, but I just bunked. I went to common room. Sometimes went to people's houses and chilled. Literally just a disgrace. And then I tried to turn up for the exams and yeah, I think I got a U. I'm not even playing. I think I got a U, whatever that means. What does that mean? Unscorable. Got a U. Madness. All right, Sam So says, Ade, thoughts on Liverpool 9 points behind United. Pearson from Manchester and went uni Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool are done, mate. We're done out here. We're done out here. GT says, Ade, who you got winning the Six Nations? Wales? Wales or France? Some people are saying used for ungraded. Yeah, I think it was that bad. Bro, it was that bad. That bad. Timilean Banjo, my Nigerian brothers in the house, says, can you please talk about Kamara Usman and Israel Adesanya a little bit? No, you're not spamming at all. He says, sorry for spamming. You're not spamming. So I tweeted out recently that the UFC, so basically, obviously, they got Kamara Usman, the welterweight champion, Israel Adesanya, the middleweight champion. Israel fights Jan Blachowicz for the light heavyweight strap. So Israel going to have 2 belts. And you've got, who else? My brain's gone shit. Basically, what I tweeted out is that Africa could have 4 belts out of the 8 in the UFC division. So there's 8 divisions in the UFC. Africa could have 4. 4. Francis Ngannou, sorry, that's it. Francis Ngannou is going to fight for the heavyweight strap. There needs to be an African event. There needs to be an African UFC event. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why it hasn't happened. I've been to Africa. There is infrastructure there. There are arenas there. There needs to be an African event desperately to grow the sport in Africa. Desperately. I mean, how can you have 2 Nigerian champions and there's no talk about an African event? Madness. Quinn40 says, 187 likes, 1 dislike. Well done. Oh, that's nice. What I would like, though, is that 188 likes to become 200 likes. That would be even better. Zog says, how do you see the Ngannou rematch going? It's going to be difficult for Ngannou, honestly, because Stipe is actually a good wrestler and doesn't use his wrestling at all. So it'd be interesting. I think Ngannou is going to win, but I thought that the first time round, he's got a lot more experience. I think he's got the gas tank now to know how to go to 5 rounds. He might have to go to 5 rounds, but I think Ngannou is going to win, and then we'll see. 2 seconds. Scott Arbuckle says, Ade, who do you think will be the next pay-per-view star? Sky have lost Bellew, Froch, Hay, Groves in recent years. Can't think of any. Being honest, right now, I can't think of any. Because it's not just ability, is it? Because I could say, I think Lawrence Okolie is going to win a world title. That doesn't mean Lawrence Okolie is going to be able to move the needle when it comes to ticket sales and pay-per-view buys. I can't think of any. Feel free to let me know who people think. I can't think of any. Conor Benn? If Conor Benn beats Vargas, and then, yeah, Conor Benn could be that guy. It's going to be difficult, but he's going to have to take a big step up and fight someone at world level and win for him to really become pay-per-view. But I think Conor Benn is a ticket setter and he's got the casuals behind him as well. So I think Conor Benn could be that guy, but that's about it. Okay. Timmy Lane has said, Dana did talk about UFC Africa a little bit post-fight UFC 258. I'm going to have to listen to that. Someone saying that pay-per-view is dying. Everyone says that. And it then always seems to have a big pay-per-view event. Don't know about that. Pablo Splinter says, Ade, sell me on Joe Joyce because I don't seem to see what others do. What is he ceiling? We'll see. We'll see in April because I'm hearing that Usyk fight's going to happen. Sorry, May. We'll see then. Joe Joyce is just exactly what it says on the tin, a juggernaut. Like, you might think he's boring, and you're probably right, but he gets the job done. Joe Joyce gets the job done. It's difficult for me to sell him on you because I need someone to sell him to me as well. But he just gets the job done. I expect him to get the job done in every fight he is, but I just don't see how he beats Usyk. We'll see though. I'm waffling a bit there, won't I? Apologies. It's difficult for me to sell you on Joe Joyce because someone needs to sell him to me as well. Quinn40 Super Chat says, Stipe is the possible GOAT of UFC heavyweight, but nearly always the underdog. Go figure. Very strange. Very strange. No, not... Stipe is the GOAT of UFC heavyweights. He is. Stipe's resume at heavyweight is frightening. He is the GOAT, but I don't know what it is. I'm not quite sure what it is with Stipe. Why no one looks at him like that. Like he's always an underdog. But I don't know. In saying that, I don't think he's an underdog against Ngannou. I just think people give Ngannou a better chance. But you are very right. You are very, very right. Okay. Nick Harmer says, Joe Joyce, totally unorthodox with sandbags for fists. Sold. Bad Nasher, bring back Ryan. Dude, bring back Ryan. It's been like 3 years. Like, it's funny when people say that. Like, bring back Ryan. It's been like 3 years, dude. You know? I mean, Ryan's there. I've always said, though, rather than bring back Ryan, Ryan should do his own channel. Ryan's got so much knowledge of boxing. Like, he blows me out of the water when it comes to knowledge. He's got to do his own channel, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Joe Joyce has heart. Yeah, he has heart. Team Batman Boxing, I would love Ryan to come back. Never say never. Never say never. Never say never. Ooh, G-Man Boxing. I'll take Joyce over Usyk. Boy, don't know about that, you know. Don't know about that. Hussein Ali, if you could live anywhere but London, where would it be? Cape Town. Cape Town, South Africa. Or, I really, apart from the fact that the economy over there is really messed up, I loved Zimbabwe. Like, I've been to Zimbabwe about 10 times. I love the people. I love the space. Like, they used to, so the company I used to work for, Kwesi Sports, there were times when they would put you in hotels, but when the money started to get a bit tight, they'd put you in houses. If you saw the size of the gardens and just the fresh air, and it's just so much, like, you get so much for your money. So much for your money. Like, I could sell this flat I live in London, and I think I could get like a fucking 7-bedroom or 8-bedroom in Zimbabwe. I live in a 1-bedroom flat, by the way. So yeah, Zimbabwe or Cape Town. Lagos would be there, but it would be way down the order, I think. Mr. Io121 Super Chat. No question. Get a question in, brother. Get a question. Guys, we have 10 more minutes. No, that's not true, actually. We have 7 more minutes. Predictions on Yan versus Israel. Don't know. I don't know. I need to see what Israel looks like at 205 on the scales. If I'm Israel, I don't even come at 205. I come in at something like 190 something. But we'll see. He needs to be flat. So he needs to be on his toes moving. I feel like if he comes in at 205, it's going to be so heavy. 20 pounds is a lot. It's almost too much. Do you know what I mean? It's a crazy amount. So we'll see. Think of a boxer. Think of, like, as good as Israel is, to go up that much weight. Think of Charlo going up to fight Beterbiev. Like, you don't do those jumps. You don't go from 154 to 175. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. It's a big jump. We'll see how he gets on. Mr. Io121 says, my question is the White rematch. I'm nervous for him. Yeah, a lot of people are. A lot of people are. The fact that fight's in Gibraltar as well is just so strange. What's it called in it? It's called it something as well. Boxing on the Rock or something. I don't know. James C says Yan has too much power, man. Yan has superpower. We'll see. Someone says, is Valdez the best super feather? I don't know, man. I don't know. Javonte's there. Javonte's there. Shakur's there. Jamel Herring's there. There's some good names there. Some good names in that division. I think Loma has got to come down. If Loma comes down to 130, then we'll see. I'd love that. G-Man Boxing says, would you get Tien Booth on as a guest, and would you try and avoid mentioning Coogan? I was watching Tien Booth's live stream yesterday, actually. I don't like. He's in character still, though, isn't he? This is it'd be weird for me to get him on because he's in character. Like, he obviously, former boxer, knows his shit. If he was just not in character, then yeah, I would get him on because he's a funny kid. So a good question. Lamb Chop. Ade, as a boxing fan, how do you put up with the diving, cheating, and general childishness that pervades the game of football? I can't watch football because of it. Pisses me off. Pisses me off. Yesterday, not making excuses. People might say, Ade, you're making excuses. Liverpool lost, we know that, to Everton. There was a challenge between Trent and Richarlison, yeah? In fact, I'm going to give you two examples. Richarlison screamed. Like, I mean, obviously no fans now, so you can hear the scream. Rolled over, like punching the ground. He got up by about a second later. No joking. No, 5 seconds later, he got up and just started running around. And the camera looked at his face, nothing. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait, you screamed and rolled around. And today was even worse. Today, what game was I watching today? Tottenham West Ham. 92nd minute, there was a challenge between West Ham goalkeeper Fabianski and I think a West Ham defender. So he's come out and tried to punch the ball and he's accidentally kneed his defender. Defender out cold, it looked like. The players are telling everyone to run on the field like, oh my God, someone's putting him in recovery position. They're bringing on the stretch. I'm like, oh my God, what's happened? I'm a bit nervous. He's definitely going to go off, right? Surely he's going to go off. Surely he's going to leave the field. Surely they're going to sub him. He nearly died. No, he got up 10 seconds later. Deep breath. Carry on running around. Fucking joke, mate. Bloody joke. Gary Nicholas says, Ade, have you had Danny flexing on from Seconds Out really good? No, I haven't. Sam So says, Ade, thoughts on Mane and Salah's dive yesterday? I can't take them. I'm not just going to stick up for them because they're Liverpool. I can't take them. All right, guys, last couple of minutes. We ain't doing no 4-hour one, but it would be nice if you guys can smash the like button just because I did do 4.5 hours yesterday. My car from 87, I like that name. Ade, should White retire if he loses? No, certainly not. Do you know how many fights are out there for him? Do you know how many fights are out there? Should we list some of the fights that White could have? I mean, there's Joseph Parker out there, Michael Hunter out there, Hergovich out there, Bacoli, if he wants to go down that level, out there, Otto Wallin out there, Charles Martin out there, Carlos Takam out there, Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, we can keep on going. Kalnaki, Hellenius, Andy Ruiz. You think he should retire when all that money is out there? Nah. Nope. What we got here? All right, last couple of minutes. So we're going to do last couple of questions. GT says he's already fought Parker. What does that mean? That means he can't fight him again because he's already fought him? Do boxers only have to fight each other once? Is that a new rule that I was unaware of? Mr. GT? I mean, surely they can fight again, or is it just a one and done thing with boxing nowadays? I mean, he's fighting Povetkin and knocked him out. Fight him again. I'll name this account later. It says, what happened to the chair business? Did you sell it? No, the chair business is actually still going. My ex is in Nigeria doing the chair business. So yeah. T. Tono Toledo 1965 So, Ade, do you think powers in boxing will let Canelo get an undisputed fight? Yes, because those powers in boxing want that. Can you see me rubbing my hands? They want ching. And who brings more ching than Canelo? So all going to want a bit of that. So if it's possible, they'll somehow make it. It probably might mean Caleb Plant, assuming that Canelo gets past Billy Joe Saunders, having to go over. But I think they'll make enough money for it to go over. Oh, we got the racist back in the building. Let's block him quickly. Let's get rid of him. Yeah, we got rid of him. Oh no, did I get rid of the right person? We did. We did. We got him, people. We've got him. Ade, have you seen the racists in the chat? We got him. W. Thornton says, I'm seeing Ade more than Eddie Hearn. That's when you know. That's when you know, right? 2 secs. Thanks for the streams this weekend, says Lamb Chop. All right, guys, we are done. We are done. 9:45. That was a good hour. In fact, no. Before I go, I need you guys to hit that like button. I'm not going. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. And follow me on Instagram. How many have I got now? I'm trying to get to 3,000. What are we up to? Let's have a quick look and see what we're at. Let me put my Instagram name in the thing because maybe you guys can't spell it. Instagram name is Ade, for you people that can't spell a Nigerian name, Oladipo. That's it. That there. Oh, good question. My car from 87, jollof rice or fried rice? Good question. I would have to say jollof. Jollof rice is good. 250 likes. Can we get to 300? Shit, someone's saying it's not. It's Ade.Oladipo. Maybe it is Ade.Oladipo then. There you go. Ade.Oladipo. Shan Burns says, make no mistake. Sorry, this is from CRB. Make no mistake. Ade is my dude. We just disagree. Yeah, 100%. No, CRB is my dude. 100%. No disrespect. Either way, we just disagree on things, but we disagree respectfully. That's all it is. That's all it is. My man, my dude. Karma Serene. Karma was in the chat, by the way, for like about 4 hours yesterday. 4 hours. Madness. Can anyone recommend anything on Netflix for me to watch tonight? Anyone got anything on Netflix that's pretty good? CRB saying I got to change my IG name. How can I change my IG? It's my name, blood. Can anyone recommend anything on Netflix? Night Stalker. Started watching it. It just got a bit much. Prison Break. Nah, Prison Break done. Homeland. Yes, Homeland good. Homeland good. I watched Homeland years ago. You know, I will recommend Bosch on Prime. BOSCH. That was pretty good. Mindhunter. Queen of the South. Better Call Saul. A few people have said Better Call Saul. What's that film? It's not even a film. Okay, so you know there's American Gangster. There's another one, like about another guy in and around that time that I think came on somewhere. Someone's going to put it down. Someone will put the name down. Snowpiercer is very good. The Irishman, no, too long. I ain't got time for 3.5 hours. What is it, man? It's the guy that's in it. What's that guy's name? Black actor. Oh, it's going to bug me. The Ripper. That's it. Godfather of Harlem. Where is Godfather? How can we watch that? Because everyone's telling me that shit's good. It's on Amazon. Yeah, but it's on... I've only got Amazon Prime. The wonky-eyed man, you're getting blocked for that. We don't say them thing there. All right. Guys, 259... I need 300. How can I not have 300 likes? What's going on out here? What's happening? Oh, we got to block someone for being racist again. Why do people do it? I don't understand why they do it. It's so easy to block you. You just blocked. I don't understand why people just be racist. Sort your lives out. All right, we're done, peeps. Stay blessed. Have a nice day. Have a good week. We'll do more videos throughout the week. You know how we get down. We'll do those videos. Peace and love.